Hi everybody, this is Debbie Reynolds with Rocky Mountain Lodge, and I'm so happy to see you guys here today. We're going to be making some coconut shrimp with a Pina Colada Dipping Sauce today. And all of these recipes you can find at my website at rockymountainlodge.com and click on the recipes tab. And they are also in my cookbook, Rocky Mountain Lodge and Cabins, More Favorite Recipes. This, you can go to the website, rockymountainlodge.com, and click on the gift shop tab, and you can purchase it there. And for watching this video today, you can put in our promo code, Facebook Cooking, and you can save $5 off that cookbook. I have my wonderful husband, Brian, today helping me out. You can see his thumb there. And so he's my favorite, and it's nice when he's around and not working so he can help me out. He's been working from home during all of this COVID quarantine stuff, so it's been nice to have him around. I think he's happy to be home too. So anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to make is our Pina Colada Dipping Sauce. I'm going to move that out of the way. And for that, we are going to use 1 cup of frozen Pina Colada mix and then thaw it. I'm actually going to cut all of my recipes in half today because I'm just cooking for Brian and myself. But I'm going to tell you the full version recipe today, and then you can cut it in half for just 2 or make the whole amount. It'll serve 4 people. I've been having a hard time trying to find this Pina Colada sauce lately. I used to get it at the grocery store, even Walmart, in their freezer section, but I can't find it. The last couple times I've been trying to find it, I couldn't find it. I had this can left in the freezer. So if you can't find this, you might even try your liquor stores. If they have a frozen section, they probably don't. But you can get this. It's my favorite. Or if you can't find that, this coconut sauce, coconut cream works just as well. This cream of coconut. This you can find in the grocery store by the condiment section in the liquor mixers, or like sodas, things like that. You can find this by the mixers. They also sell this at liquor stores too, so you can get that there. So you can substitute with this, or you can also just get the bottles of Pina Colada mixes that don't have the alcohol in them. But if you want the alcohol in them, that's just fine too. If you want this with a little alcohol in it, just add some rum to it, but I don't usually do that. So right now, like I said, I've cut the recipe in half. So in here, I have my Pina Colada mix right here. And then to this, I am going to add a 1/4 cup of water. And I'm going to add some powdered sugar. Actually, so not yet. Sorry, we're going to come back to... 2 tablespoons of crushed pineapple drained. I've got half of that right here. And then we are also going to add, let me look at my directions. I just made this a couple days ago, but I can't remember what I all put in there at the beginning. Yep, coconut, and this is powdered sugar. You're going to need 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon of powdered sugar. So we're going to start with these, and we're going to cook, oops. Hold on 1 second. You can follow me. I actually have some sweet potato fries in the oven that we are going to have along with our coconut shrimp, and some cheddar biscuits that are copycats of Red Lobster. They're not theirs, but it's a copycat version. And so right now I'm going to just turn my French fries. And I can't take any credit for these French fries. I just bought these right out of the bag and popped them in here. I just want to flip them a little bit. Trying to get these so that they'll be kind of done by the time we're done with the video. And then we can enjoy these then too. And in the top I have my biscuits. And we'll take a pause on those 2 later. Alright, I've got my oil temperature preheating for my shrimp right here to 350 degrees. I am using a thermometer to make sure that the temperature is right, and I'll tell you about that later. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the stove and let it get cooking. I'm going to stir those together. I want to bring these to a boil and then turn them down a little bit and let them simmer for about 5 minutes. And you can come on over here and see what this looks like. So this is that Pina Colada mix, pineapple and powdered sugar and that water. So I'm just going to bring this up and bring it to boiling and let it simmer and let it reduce a little bit. I'll leave this here. All right, and now I'll go back over and we'll work on the shrimp. Okay, this is some coconut that we're going to add to that later. But right now, to make our shrimp, what I have here is I have 10 jumbo shrimp. You can see they're nice and big. They are headless and they are peeled and they are deveined. I actually get them frozen and they're already deveined and then I just peel them. So there's our shrimp. I like the big jumbo ones, but you can do small ones too, whatever size you want. And then here I have some plain flour, which I'm going to add some salt. Let me wipe my hands. Where did I put my little washcloth? There we go. Since I just touched that shrimp. All right, wash my hands there. Dry them off on my little trusty apron. I've got lots of these. So I'm just going to season my flour with a bunch of salt in there. And then I'm going to add some lemon pepper to this as well. And you want to season your flour because that's what's going to go directly on your shrimp and that will season your shrimp. So some salt and lemon pepper to taste. And I'll mix that up. Just flour, salt, and lemon pepper. Okay? And that's what's going to season your shrimp. And then here I have 2 eggs. I just use pie plates to do my little dredging in of my breading. I do the same thing when I want to bread pork chops or fried chicken. Actually, fried chicken I do a little different, but similar. Okay, so there's a couple of eggs beaten. And then here I have half coconut, flaked coconut, sweetened flaked coconut, and half panko breadcrumbs. Now I'll tell you my tip for today is about using panko breadcrumbs. And the thing that makes panko breadcrumbs different than regular breadcrumbs is these are made with a crustless white bread that is flaked and then dried. And what happens if you do them in that order, they end up becoming crispier when you fry them and less greasy. So they hold less oil and are crispier. So I tend to prefer panko breadcrumbs, which, here's a little box of those. They tend to be a little bit lighter and less greasy when I fry them. I use this anytime I need breadcrumbs nowadays. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our shrimp ready to go. I'm going to grab a plate here. Now, one of the things you'll want to pay attention to when you are doing any frying is you want to make sure that your oil stays hot enough. When I do this, I like to have one hand clean and one hand clean, one hand dirty to do the dredging. So I'm going to grab some shrimp. So I've got 5 shrimp here. So it'll give us 5 shrimp for each of us. So I'll put them in the flour first. Then I'll put them in the egg mixture. And you want to make sure you get all of this nice and coated. Get that all coated on there. And then we're going to dip them into our breadcrumb mixture. And you want to make sure that all of this is coated. You'll flip it over, pat it down, get a bunch of that topping on there. And then I'm just going to set them here. I'm going to get 5 of these ready to go. I'm only going to cook half of these at a time in my oil. If I cook too many, then the oil is going to drop the temperature of my oil. And then if your oil is too low, whatever you're frying is going to come out greasy. So make sure that your oil is nice and hot while you're frying. Do we have any questions there yet so far, Brian?
No. Let's see. Janet Jones is watching, and Bethany Brittenham says she's on her way. Beth wants the shrimp.
Okay, well, come on over, Bethany. I know that you'll be here in about 2 hours once you leave your house. I've got more in the freezer, so I can make more. You coming with the kids or without the kids? I need to know how many are coming. Probably without. You can have a break. All right. All right. So coconut shrimp are one of my favorite things. Red Lobster will have their little coconut or their little shrimp fest going on sometimes. Oh, time for a little break. Go check on something else that's cooking now. Let me see what that is. I'm going to check my oil temperature too. Not quite hot enough yet. All right, also, come on over here. Let me shut that off. I'll get those in a minute. You can see that this has been simmering, and so it's looking pretty good. I'll just let this go another minute or two, and then we're going to add something to thicken that a little bit, and then we'll set it aside till we're ready to eat. All right, so my biscuits should be done now. Yep, these look pretty good. I'm going to pull out my biscuits. I can show y'all how to make these in another video if you want. In 2 weeks, I'll be doing my next cooking video, and we can figure out if y'all want to learn how to make these biscuits, these cheddar biscuits, or homemade cinnamon rolls. So any votes on, yeah, Brian's favorite. You can tell, you see his little thumb there. So now I'm just going to brush these with my little butter mixture here, so that way we can eat these later, as soon as our shrimp is done. Thanks for letting me take a pause here on these biscuits. But these are pretty good. I started telling you that I like going to Red Lobster when they have their shrimp fest, and I'll always order coconut shrimp, the all you can eat.
There's boiling.
Oh, let me turn that down. Thank you. All right, I'm going to turn this down a little bit more. It's a little too hot. My hubby just let me know that it was boiling. I don't really want it boiling, just simmering. So I'm just brushing these biscuits up so that we can eat these with the shrimp. So any idea what y'all want to see next time? I'd like to take a poll here if y'all want to see cinnamon rolls or these biscuits next time. Cheddar biscuits or cinnamon rolls in 2 weeks. All right, I'm going to set these aside now so that we can eat these a little later. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I'll come back here and finish up frying a few of these up here. Or not frying these up, dredging these. I'll do both of these, put them in the oven, and then I'll get the rest of the Pina Colada mixture going. Now, you'll notice if you've visited my website for this recipe that I have 2 dipping sauces on there. The other one is an orange marmalade dipping sauce, and that one's super easy to make. I didn't happen to have any orange marmalade right now, so I'm not doing the orange marmalade. We're just doing the Pina Colada one, which is my favorite anyways. So let's see here. Oh, the orange marmalade, all it is some orange marmalade, some water to thin it, or you can use orange juice or even some rum to thin that orange marmalade, and then you bring that to a simmer on the stove and warm it up, and then you set that one aside. So that one's pretty easy too. So now I've got 5 of these ready to go. So we're going to go over to the stove, and I'm going to put these in the oven. Not the oven, in the oil. Let's see if that's hot enough. It's just right about 350, so I'm going to put these in. You want to carefully drop these in so you don't splatter all over the place. And these are going to take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side to cook. And as I mentioned, you don't want to put too many in here because you'll crowd your pan, and you'll also drop the temperature of your oil. And then they'll come out soggy, so we don't want to do that. So now to this, right here, the Pina Colada sauce, I have a mixture here. Actually, we're now going to add our coconut. We're going to add our coconut. And I have a little mixture of 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch and 3 teaspoons of water, but actually this is just half. So I'm just going to add these to it. Get my little tiny whisk here. I love this little whisk. I use it for so many things, and if it ever got broken, I would be very sad. So I'm going to add this to our sauce mixture here and let this continue to simmer, and it's going to thicken up a little bit. So I'm going to turn that up just a little bit so it'll thicken some more. And you can see our coconut shrimp are starting to brown. So they only take a few minutes on each side. I'm just going to cook them until they're nice and golden brown. I think I forgot to set the timer on my fries. Let's see. And yeah, but we'll check those here in a minute. I think they're doing good. So we're just going to cook these till they're golden brown, like so. Your coconut's going to tend to want to get a little darker than the rest. But let's see, you can see how the oil temperature is going to drop once you get those in. So I'm going to crank up the heat a little bit. Right now it shows that it's only about 325 degrees. So that's why you want to make sure not to put too many things in there at once or they're going to end up getting greasy. I'm going to turn this up and let that thicken. So how's everybody doing today? Doing good? All right. So that one looks like it's ready to flip. Nice and golden. And our oven, our temperature is still dropping. I'm going to crank it up a little bit more. The last time I cooked these, I used a cast iron skillet, which tends to hold the heat better. Probably should have done that today too, but I just wanted a little bit deeper pan. Plus, it's also prettier. They make these really cute enameled cast iron skillets now that have a cute outside, but the inside is cast iron. My daughter Bethany has some too. All right, and then we're going to drain these. You can see when they're done. We're just going to drain them on a rack. I used to drain my stuff on paper towels, thinking that the paper towels would absorb the oil, which is true, it does, but it actually makes the bottoms a little soggier. So I'll put them on a rack, and then they will be crispier. So typically I will fry some more up while these are frying. This sauce is getting thickened. This dipping sauce is looking good. Multitasking. I'm not one of those people that can do the pat your head and rub your belly at the same time. So if I'm going one way, I'm going to go the same. I can't go opposite. My brain doesn't work that way. All right. These are getting done. So they don't take very long. Just about 5 or 6 minutes total. And you can see how pretty those look. You want to come and zoom in on these shrimp? Okay, I'll turn that down a little bit. See, don't those look great? Okay, and I'm going to shut this off and bring it over, and I'm going to pull out those. I am going to pull out of the oven the French fries because I think they're done. Let's see here. Yep. So our French fries that I did not make from scratch are ready. Sweet potato fries. We tend to like sweet potato fries a lot better than regular fries. So I'm just going to sprinkle those a little bit. Okay. With some sea salt. And then those will go along with our biscuits and our shrimp. And I'm going to go ahead and grab these shrimp. I'm going to get a plate. And I'm just going to plate these for y'all. And then I'll come back and cook the rest of these when we're all done. So I'll grab these shrimp and put them on our plate. All right, so here is our coconut shrimp, and I'm going to grab that dipping sauce here. And I'm going to ladle some into our little cups, so that way we can each have our own dipping sauce. This dipping sauce is actually better at room temperature, so I typically make this before I even start my shrimp, but I wanted to show y'all how to do it. So it's a little warm. And then we'll add our biscuits and some French fries. And we are ready to have an early dinner. There we go. What do y'all think? Oh, got my instructions there. All right, turn those around and get a better view of those shrimp. So there is coconut shrimp. I hope y'all have enjoyed watching me make this coconut shrimp for today with a Pina Colada Dipping Sauce. Super easy. It didn't take us very long today. And like I mentioned, you can find the recipe on our website at RockyMountainLodge.com and click on the recipes tab. And you can also purchase our cookbook, which has 500 recipes in it, this one included. And you can get this by going to the website and clicking on the gift shop tab. And then make sure to add Facebook cooking and you'll get $5 off of that. Did we have any requests for next week if y'all want to see the cheddar biscuits or cinnamon rolls? Nope. All right. I think it'll be cinnamon rolls then. So, yes. Everybody loves cinnamon rolls. So come back in 2 weeks and we'll be making cinnamon rolls. Thanks all for joining and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.